Hey traders, welcome to this week's Forex Focus, the show where we look at the opportunities that could be setting up in the Forex markets for the week ahead, and we look at the major currency pairs. If you're brand new to this channel and you've never seen one of these shows before, then I'll talk you a little bit through what we look to do here and how you can use it with your own trading. The first thing that you need to understand is that I'm talking to you about what I'm going to do with my own portfolio. That is what I'm going to do with my own accounts, how I'm going to trade those accounts. Nothing I say here should be taken as investment advice. What you want to do with it is you want to look at the analysis, look at the levels that I'm calling out, and then try to incorporate it into your trading, the analysis that is, to see if it fits with the decisions that you're looking to make and the trades that you're looking to make. So you still need to do your own due diligence, you still need to do your own analysis, but hopefully what this will do is it will just identify some opportunities for you or highlight some plays that perhaps you didn't see or give you a different perspective on the markets that will help you with your overall profitability. Now, that being said, let's jump into talking about the currency pairs. So the first thing to note is that the US dollar did perform very well last week. That wasn't exactly what we were expecting. So going into last week, we were expecting a little bit of dollar weakness. So we were expecting some follow through in the euro dollar, the pound dollar, etc. We didn't get that. So it's sort of like a complete reversal of that price action there, which does give us some interesting opportunities. So we're going to jump down to something like the 4-hour chart, or perhaps you could even look at the 1-hour chart for some tactical shorts in the euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar. We'll talk about them when we get to those, but essentially what we're doing is we're talking about dollar strength. Okay, so you're buying into dollar strength there, even though you're selling those currency pairs. If you're a little bit confused about that, then please feel free to post a comment beneath the video and I'll point you in the right direction to where I sort of take you through the very basics of it. Now, with regards to my longer term view, so if I'm looking at the fundamentals, I still maintain that I think the dollar is going to be weaker in the next 3 to 6 months. So I expect the euro dollar to trade higher, I expect the pound dollar to trade higher, etc. But in the meantime, it doesn't mean, obviously the dollar can't strengthen. Absolutely it can. It can strengthen off the back of a number of things, including sentiment. Obviously, if there are a number of people that are long the euro dollar or pound dollar or essentially short the dollar, there's going to be some profit taking at some point in time, which is also going to cause some pullbacks. And what we look to do in those pullbacks essentially is we wait for the right opportunities, we wait for the right levels, and then we look to buy into those pullbacks or sell into them if you're talking about something like, the dollar yen, for example, where the dollar is the base currency as opposed to the quote currency. But in the meantime, that doesn't mean we can't take some tactical opportunities that will allow us to make some profits in the short term whilst we're waiting for the market to approach those levels. So let's jump over to the charts and let's talk about that. The first thing that we have here is we've got the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar we can see has been in a range literally since going back to February of this year. It's literally just been tracking in this range, going back and forth between the 0.6569 and the 0.6810 area. So it's going back and forth between there. I'm not willing to take a trade here until we either break out above the high or if we break below the lows. And that's a long-term trade, so one that I'm looking to build into and really take a larger position on. But it doesn't mean that I wouldn't look at some shorter term tactical opportunities in something like the 4-hour here. So if you look at this 4-hour chart, we can see that the market has indeed sold off. I would look for a little bit of consolidation, and then I'd be looking for the market to trade down towards the low. So I'd be looking to take a sell opportunity and then buy back my position. So close my position by the time we get towards the lows there, which should give you a nice reward to risk trade there, but it's not going to be the longer term one. We're going to wait, particularly with this one right here, we're going to wait for the markets to break out on either side before we really sort of nail our colors to the mast of what direction we want to take there. The next one is the euro dollar. So the euro dollar, I am quite firmly bullish in this one. So I'm looking at every sell-off as a buying opportunity in the long run. So what that means is that we get this sell-off here. As soon as we start to get some bullish price action, I'm going to be looking to buy. Hopefully, it will be at this support level here at the 1.0786. And that's the first one that I'm looking at. But if it gets beyond there, then I'll be looking down at 1.0575 as an area to potentially look for the market to turn around at so that I can get in there in a buy trade. Before then, though, what we'd be looking for is we'd be looking for the market on something like the 4-hour chart, as you can see here, to give us a little bit of consolidation and then trade down to that level. All right, so if we can get the market, get our stops in relatively tightly, okay, so quite close to the market, and just look for that little pop towards the support area where we will then look to get out and reassess and look for our long opportunity. So euro dollar tactically short, but the longer term play here is really to look for an opportunity to buy the market. That's actually the same for the pound dollar. So the pound dollar here, you can see we've got the market, if you look at this on the daily chart here, you can see, let's get this into view. You can see that the market broke out of this resistance level. It's found it a little bit difficult to remain above that level. It's now pulled back to it, and I'm expecting that to, previous resistance to become support. So I'm not looking for the short-term trade here on the 4-hour just yet. If we get below that level, then if I zoom in here, if we get below that level, then I can see a tactical opportunity to trade down towards the 1.2219, which if you look at this on the daily chart and we cast our eyes to the left here, I'm talking about this previous level of resistance there, which is also supports over here. So quite a big level. Not exactly that price level because as we know, the FX markets, there is no central exchange, right? So, that we're not going to get the exact sort of pip perfect, but in and around that area there, that's where I'm looking for the market to turn around. I'm looking for it to turn around where it is right now. I'm just saying that if we get below that level, so if we break below the support level that we're at the 1.2440, then I would look for tactical opportunities down towards the 122 area. And when it gets down there, then I'll be looking for buying opportunities. We then look at the New Zealand dollar. So the New Zealand dollar, as we can see here, is sold through a level of support. So we have previous supports over here. It broke through that. It really didn't pay any attention whatsoever. And now I'm looking for a bit of a follow through in that dollar strength, and I'm looking for the market to sell down towards 0.6113. So what we would like to see is we'd like to see the market potentially consolidate over the Asian session this evening. And then in the European session stroke US session, then we would like to see the follow through there. So we'd like to see the market then sell off and go down towards the 0.6115. The dollar CAD. So dollar CAD here did bounce off of a previous level of support. So this one is sort of going with its general trend direction. The others are sort of trading completely against the trend, but this one here, is respecting the level. So from that perspective, it's almost a stronger opportunity to get the dollar follow through here because it has been fairly resilient against the Canadian dollar throughout, whereas the other ones obviously, have been rallying against the dollar. So from that perspective, I would like to see the markets here consolidate again over Asia, the Asian session, if that's possible. And then once we get the next pop up here, so after that consolidation here on the 4-hour chart, I would then look to buy that, and I'd look at the resistance area at the 1.3685 as the potential stopping area there. So that's where I would want to get out of my position if I manage to get into a position here. Because what I don't want to do is I don't necessarily want to be in this when the market attacks this previous high over here. It sort of struggled with that last time. It spent literally from the 5th of December all the way through to a month, which is the 5th of 6th of Jan, and it couldn't get through it. So I don't want to play with that again. Once the market gets up there, I'll be out, and then I'll wait to see if the market can get through it. And if it gets through it, then I'll jump in there with another position. But I'm not going to do it just, I'm not going to try and trade through it. I'll trade up to it, take profits, and then go from there. The next one is the dollar franc. So the dollar franc here, I'm not really looking to take a tactical long opportunity here. What I'm actually looking for is for the market to trade up towards the 0.9064. I think it will probably be labored, which is why I don't want to take the long in this one, whereas the other ones, I was looking at taking the opportunities up to the level before the reversal. But this one here, I think will probably be a little bit more labored. So from that perspective, I'm going to ignore the 4-hour chart. I'm going to focus on the daily chart, wait for the market to come up to that level, the 0.9067. Then once it gets there, I'll then look for some bearish price action to be able to get me into that position. If the market smashes through there, I'll still be a seller when we get to the next support level, which is this guy over here at the 0.9226. Essentially, I'm going to want to have a change in the fundamentals or the price break above the 200 period moving average, or at least the 100 before I start considering, my long-term direction to be different in the dollar franc. The last one here is the dollar yen. Now, the dollar yen, I expect in the long run, this is going to be lower. So if you're talking to me in December of this year, 2023, I expect the dollar yen to be lower than 135. Having said that, at the moment, we can see that the market clearly has given us an indication that the market will go higher. The Bank of Japan aren't going to change anything very quickly. The Federal Reserve were, they were a little bit more upbeat than the markets were expecting them to be. We're still expecting them to cut rates by the end of the year, but there are some analysts out there that expect one more hike in June. I don't know if I'm on the same page there. It potentially could happen, but obviously what we want to do is we want to trade the price action going into it. And this is probably going to be the best pair to express that view, okay? Because we have little going against it. So looking for buys in the dollar yen, at least up to the 138 level. If we can get up there, we take profits. We wait for the market to get through it, and then we look for the market we look for another opportunity once we're through that level. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you. As I said, what you want to do with this information is take it away, look at it, see how it fits in with your own analysis, if it can give you some ideas or a different perspective on your trading, and then obviously see if it can help you achieve profitability or make you more profitable than you are now if you're already profitable. And if you're not profitable and you're struggling, then hopefully this is the kind of analysis that will kind of get you over the line and change your trading fortunes. But remember, this is literally only what I'm doing with my trading account. I'm not telling you to go away and take these trades. You still need to make that decision for yourself. Now, if you're interested in learning to trade, you don't have a strategy yet, you don't have, you don't share this perspective, but you would like to learn more about the way that I approach the markets, then please click the link beneath the video in the description. That will take you to my website where you'll be able to sign up for a free masterclass where I'll walk you through, my entire trading framework, show you ways that you can apply that to your own trading, and then also talk to you if you want about how we can potentially work together. But you don't have to do that. The masterclass is absolutely free. You get a lot of value out of that. You will learn strategies there, so I highly recommend it if you don't already have a strategy or you aren't finding your way in these markets just yet. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so that you get a notification as and when I release these videos, and post a comment beneath the video. If you've got a question, about anything that I've talked about here or trading in general, post it beneath the video. I love to receive your comments, and also if it gives me some ideas to create other videos other than these analysis videos, and that's great too, and I'll be able to put those out there for you. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll look forward to speaking to you in the very next video. Take care now.